They haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all MyPillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. Or our 6-piece towel sets, just $29.98. But that's not all. I'm extending our 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship absolutely free. I'm excited to announce our Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all MyPillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. Or our 6-piece towel sets, just $29.98. But that's not all.
All right, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Look at this lineup. Man, oh man, who let the circus into town?
I know. It's like the dating game. Bachelor number 2. I like thunderstorms. And,
oh, man. Thursday night, 8 p.m. on the East 8 p.m. on the East Coast, Real America's Voice. Glad you're in. Vinnie Mac sitting right there. Paul Nolan sitting right here. Rick Delgado coming back for round 2.
No, round 3, because we gave 2 shots last night.
What the hell is that?
Last night it was called What the Hell Was That?
That was What Was That?
Tonight it's hopefully going to be What Even Is That? With Rick Delgado at 9 p.m. Harry is nowhere to be found.
So the control room,
I believe.
the equipment will work.
The equipment will work. The teleprompter will roll because Fran will be on it. And it'll be perfect. And Aaron's back. So it'll be perfect. So what even is that at 9 o'clock tonight?
Yeah, we moved the segment to a safe space away from Harry.
Well, that's live television, and sometimes you just have to roll with what, you got to roll with it.
Harry likes thunderstorms too, by the way.
The problem is last night. The problem last night is we couldn't get it to roll with it, if you know what I mean.
Ice cream.
It was a little jumpy. Like jumping to the black part of the screen with no words on it.
Oh, my goodness.
That's the Joe Biden move, I believe. That's how it works.
Yeah, we handled it about as well as Joe Biden would have, by the way.
By the way, did we ever see that clip of when he was talking the other day?
Well, no, someone told us.
Yeah, somebody told us about it.
Someone told us about it that the teleprompter went out.
That was me, by the way. That was the somebody.
Okay, that
on
was
top
Vin.
of the news, as I am.
That was Vin, yes.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it. I have less than zero interest in hearing Biden even speak anymore. I just don't want to hear any words come out of his mouth. Just go to the dog. The dog track is waiting. Please go there and take Mitch McConnell with you. Go there, stick a little pin on you that says, I used to be Joe Biden. A little one on him says, I used to be Mitch McConnell. Go sit at the dog track and watch just watch.
Yes, and
just get out.
And whoever's with them, take their shoes so they can't wander off.
Did I see Biden was busy on eBay today selling part of the wall?
Yeah.
That's true, man. That is totally true.
That is totally
insane.
True. It's crazy. As fast as he can. What can I do before?
Man, I thought we were petty.
Yeah. Right.
$5 for a section of the wall.
He saw the wife over there in Paris there when Trump showed up. The way she was looking at him, and he said, "Okay, I'm going to get that. I'll get him.
Yeah.
Sell the wall." think he pardoned like half the world today. Child pornographers, Chinese spies, whatever.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
All those non-violent folks, that's what they said. Non-violent folks, we're going to not pardon. Oh, they're all non-violent. Chinese spies? Seriously? Child pornography?
But the Merchant of Death wasn't available.
I guess not. I don't know. That might still be coming.
No, the Merchant of Death. He traded for that guy.
That's true.
Or
He
that
did.
girl.
That's right.
That
That's
girl
right.
guy.
Brittany Griner, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And
girl
Caitlyn
guy.
Clark's in the news. We'll be talking about that.
Yeah, Paul's gonna do what he does, but he also maybe mix in some sports as well tonight.
Excellent.
Caitlyn Clark is in the news. She's decided she's going to bend the knee, and I don't know who she thinks that's going to help. It ain't going to help her. I can tell you that.
Shame.
It's she went as far as she could, and
She bent the knee to the people who will hate her again tomorrow.
yeah.
Oh, they're not going to care. 90% of her brand to me, besides being a great basketball player, was that she didn't cave. She stood out and seemed like, okay, someone's finally like holding it and not being politically correct and all that woke nonsense they pulled in the WNBA. But man, she can play.
And she got bullied and played.
Oh.
As a rookie, she was bullied and she played. And as much as they gave us, she just rose to the occasion every time. She was so Larry Bird-esque.
It was like
you know
out of a movie.
I was gonna say that I've been coming across a lot of Larry Bird stuff, a lot of stories from the older players.
Yeah.
Talking about Larry Bird because you don't really see him talk much.
Oh, but he talks.
But these guys, all their stories are like, oh man, he talked some trash to this guy.
Great
he
trash
embarrassed
talk.
this
Oh, yeah.
guy. He did this to this guy.
But the Larry Bird story was as phenomenal as like the Tiger Woods stories.
Right.
Right. When people of a different color break ground in a dominated sport like Larry Bird did or Tiger Woods did,
Right.
it becomes fascinating.
The best thing Larry Bird would do was he would trash talk, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then he would say, "Oh, by the way, the ball's going to come out to this guy. I'm going to pick and roll around here,
Right.
and I'm going to drain a three right in your face."
Yeah.
And they're like, "What? No way, man!" And boom, he does it. You know?
I love those.
I mean,
stories.
one after another.
And there was one game, and I've seen this story told a few times, and I forget what, I think it was against Seattle. They were on a road trip. They had the Seattle game, and then they were playing LA the next night or 2 nights later. And he said, you know what, I'm going to play the first 3 quarters left-handed. Shooting left-handed.
Yes.
He
I
scored
love that
like
guy.
36 points left-handed.
Wow,
Crazy.
Bird
what an
was
athlete.
I mean,
You see the documentary on him and
I wore 33 all the way through high school and then first year at Hofstra for a reason.
No, that was your waist size, dude.
No, I wish it was that too. Yes.
No, he wasn't
Actually.
7 in college.
I'm not talking about elementary school. Yes.
He wore 33 when he was
33.
9.
Let me think about that. Yeah. No, yeah. Larry Bird was my favorite player.
Yeah,
My dad, we used to go to the Boston Garden. He had a furniture place he used to call on in Boston. The guy had season tickets, and once in a while he wouldn't use them. Boy, we'd go up there and go to the old parquet. And
You're lucky, man. That's like legendary stuff. That's
Yeah.
like seeing just Magic Johnson and those guys, back
It's like
in the
seeing
day.
Zeppelin.
But the thing about Caitlyn Clark is that, you wonder if she realizes that she's alienating 80% of her audience that she built to appease, half of 1% of the woke mob that she's now caving to. And it's, she was like the joy of WNBA. She was the
Without
thing
a
that
doubt.
brought people, the viewers she brought, and now
She
she
had to
ends
move
up,
to bigger arenas.
yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
And now
Just
she
for
caves
those
and ends up
games.
in the wrong, exactly where. I mean, what's the difference now? I mean, of all the sports to say she has white privilege.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not on the you're not on the LPGA. You're not on the. I mean, it's not golf. It's not.
We have.
I mean, basketball.
Yeah, it's
you
not
have white
equestrian.
privilege. No, you're just damn good.
Yeah, it's not dressage. It's not any of those, very upper crust types of things that only a segment
It's
of the
not tennis.
population can even watch, let alone play.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just the whole thing is so strange how they've just beat her down into submission here to watch it happen is sad. So, anyways, we'll get into a little more of that when we get to sports. But I want to start tonight with the headline in Politico, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I want to bring this to you. I want to bring this headline to you so you guys are on the straight and narrow here and have the story straight.
Thank you for
Because you may have
clarifying.
heard other things today.
All right.
The
Rumor
FBI headline.
Thank you.
FBI didn't deploy undercover agents On January 6th, Watchdog report finds undercutting conspiracy theories. That's the headline in Politico.
The Inspector
That's the-
General.
Oh, that doesn't match with what you heard today?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, well, let me try to explain to you why that is. This is Politico's headline tonight. A Justice Department watchdog found no evidence that the FBI deployed undercover agents to the Capitol or nearby protests on January 6th, further undercutting debunked conspiracy theories about the riot being instigated by law enforcement. The long-awaited report from Inspector General Michael Horowitz also found no evidence, no,
Not even a smidge?
that the Bureau authorized or encouraged any illegal behavior by members of the mob who stormed the Capitol that day in an effort to disrupt Congress's certification of Joe Biden's 2020 victory. The report throws cold water on theories that have become gospel among some segments of Donald Trump supporters who have accused the FBI of fomenting violence on January 6th in order to entrap Trump supporters. Horowitz also found that amongst the tens of thousands of Trump supporters who flooded Washington that day, 26 were people who had served as informants for the FBI. Those informants, known as confidential human sources, are not government employees, but occasionally provide intelligence to the Bureau.
So
That's the first three paragraphs of this story that with a headline that says FBI did not deploy undercover agents on January 6th, Watchdog report finds. And that's how they try to get around it.
How will they explain the Fed napping with Gretchen Whitmer? What was it? 11 of the 12.
11 of the 18, yeah.
This is plausible
FBI.
deniability.
Right.
The FBI did all the things we probably suspect them of doing. Christopher Wray lied, by the way, when he was asked about it, 2 years ago, a couple of years ago? Completely lied about it. And they had plenty of people there. We're going to find out the truth at some point, but this is just all about plausible deniability because
the
they can
truth
say,
ain't
well, they weren't
26.
formal. What's that?
I said the truth is not 26 either, by the way.
No, it's probably like
Triple that.
1100.
Yeah, exactly.
How
Well,
about the
you know
busloads
what's
of
interesting
Antifa?
too is the language that they used. FBI agents. So they didn't deploy the FBI agents. Maybe they had a different law enforcement agency.
That's what I mean. The plausible.
Yeah, the word
language.
circus, right? Exactly.
Right.
The word circus that they use to get through three paragraphs in this.
You have to parse the language because just like Christopher Wray, I believe they asked, and I forget this, we played the clip, and he said, no, we had none of those. Whatever they were calling the asset at that time. And I just kept thinking to myself, they call the asset something else. They have to call the asset something else so it doesn't show up when they do a FOIA request. Hey, did you have a confidential human source? We don't call them confidential human source. He actually said the phrase, we don't refer to them as that, I believe, or something to that effect.
How
where
convenient.
the natural question was, what do you call them? And nobody asked him that question. So what do you call these people?
What's the meaning of the word is?
Right.
It goes back to Bill Clinton, and is means what? Yeah.
Think about this paragraph. They set the table like that with that headline, and then the third paragraph they say, Horowitz also found that among the tens of thousands of Trump supporters who flooded Washington that day, 26 were people who had served as informants for the FBI. Those informants, known as confidential human sources, are not government employees, but occasionally
Get money from NGOs.
provide intelligence to the Bureau. Of those 26 informants, only 3 had been specifically tasked by the FBI to track individuals they suspected of potential domestic terrorism activity. The other 23 informants attended January 6th of their own initiative and were not tasked with any activities by the FBI, the report said. Many of them proactively contacted the FBI, just so happens, amid the riot to report potential crimes.
And the story was written by Herbert Hoover III.
It's written by C. Ray.
You wonder why Christopher Ray is out of there.
Right.
You know?
It's kind of
please.
interesting.
It's just, and by the way, let's just take some pieces of this and break it down. 3 they are admitting to, right? 3 they said are FBI folks. Those 3, which we now know were FBI picked people that they put in there. Yet Christopher Ray still even lied about that.
Yeah.
So he could have easily said, we had a couple of guys there because we were, concerned about domestic terrorism. Okay, Rick, we all would have bought that as possibly a reason, right? But there were 3, and he still lied about it. So to your point, Damon, there were probably 50, maybe 100.
There was probably closer to 2.
I was going to say. All right, just getting started. 13 past the hour on a Thursday night. Lots to do, a lot of news coming your way. Chat, we're coming for you. We're back right after this.
Can you ask Harry to oil my chair when we get back in? It's squeaking quite a bit.
Is it? I don't hear it.
You don't hear it?
I did not hear it during the when we were banter.
No.
It's because I tried to stay still. I'm like pulling muscles in my back right now, trying to keep my body.
Connie Lou on X. Hello, everybody. Whatever you're watching on Rumble, Facebook, Getter, X.
Let's get in the chat.
Let's hit the like, subscribe, become a subscriber. 118,000 we just crossed on Facebook. 118,000.
Excellent.
On Facebook?
On Facebook. Heading towards 1 million.
Exactly.
Remember when we were cranking
Let's round that up.
300,000 and then they just shut us off? So
Oh, they've Facebook has depressed the show so badly.
Hey, Mark,
people still following.
He's
Howdy,
flipping.
Rumblers.
Who?
In the Rumble
Zuckerberg.
chat.
Yeah.
He's sucking up.
He's got to.
He gave a little pocket change over to the right. What's he gonna? That's in the old no choice category.
Yep. I want to have a future, and
they crushed all their video streaming right before they bought Instagram because they wanted people to move to that.
I know Instagram just doesn't work for us for this format at all.
Because all the video content on Facebook is now in real format, like Instagram is. You very rarely get stuff like what we're doing.
There's a troll in the room, Damon. Ro Johnson says, okay, tell me who it is, and I will troll their ass right out of there.
You're going to zap them?
Give me a name. Unless they're making decent arguments, then I will not.
You're going to make a judgment call on this, aren't you?
Yes, I want to see tell me what they said.
I put the Rumble trolls in timeout like they're kids.
Yeah,
I could do that as well. I could do timeout, or I could just say vamoosh.
Frederick Leathers in the Rumble chat has the Bee's new headline. Caitlyn Clark explains that white privilege feels weirdly like getting beat up by giant black lesbians.
That was the number one on the Twitter. That was a great quote.
Giant black lesbians?
Yeah.
Sounds like a movie for Showtime.
After dark.
Mr. AZ Mikey says Mr. AZ Mikey is a troll. Okay, so maybe I should put him at the timeout?
Later tonight on
So on
Showtime.
Rumble, my
Chris
name
is the name. Okay, well, I'll keep an eye out, but I don't see anything.
What chat is Chris in?
I don't know. You all have the individual ability to block them from your thing, too, so
Oh, we do?
you can just do that.
I
don't really like blocking.
I tried to block you. It didn't work.
You tried to block me?
No, I'm kidding.
I'll do it for you. I'll block me from you. All right, 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Glad you're in. How's my hair look? I got a haircut today. Does it look good?
It's finely tuned on the side.
I was going to say we got to go find that guy. Son of a gun. What did he do to you?
What'd you do today, Mr. Nolan?
What did I do today? I went out house hunting all day.
Oh, okay. Very good.
That's very good.
Mr. Delgado, what'd you do today?
Sadly, I had a scary situation at the house.
And what was that?
My dog had a seizure.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
How was the dog now?
How old's the dog?
He is 12, going to be 13 next month.
Oh, man.
Harrison Ford, the boxer. I was about to close my eyes to take my nap. All of a sudden, I hear screaming. Come downstairs. I come down. There he is, laying down, foaming at the mouth, kind of, just doing a seizure. He's never had one before, never saw it before. But he's fine now.
Did you have to take him anywhere?
I called his vet who's been his doctor for the last almost 13 years, basically since almost he was born. Said there's nothing you can do. It's probably just some elevated level that triggered it.
Oh,
because he doesn't have this. He's never had one before, so he doesn't think it's something that.
He's a boxer.
Yeah, he's a boxer.
They have a lot. They have
some health issues once they get older. Yeah.
13 though. I mean, he's going
to be 13 next month.
It's great.
But it was definitely scary for the kids, and
God, I can't even imagine.
Just kind of holding him and making sure, and then once he snapped out of it, he was kind of looking around all confused. But he's a trooper. He was fighting to get back up, and great. When I left the house, he was following me around, looking at my plate, saying, "How come I'm not eating more of your dinner?"
Okay,
so he was basically back to normal.
Back to normal.
Yeah. So, but we're taking him to the vet tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
I was just going to say, yeah, good.
Just to get him checked out, make sure things are copacetic.
Oh man, love dogs, huh?
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
I was walked today by my 150-pound dog. I don't walk the dog; he walks me.
Yeah.
You ever see those cartoons? Where you're dragging on the tippy toes of your feet and going. That's basically me for 3 miles.
And he's a baby, right? Even though he's so big.
2 years old.
What is he? A bull mastiff?
If he wants to go to something, like
What's
a sprinkler goes off.
What is like?
Is he a mastiff?
It looks like a bear. He's a Newfoundland.
Oh, those are cool.
He broke off the leash one time, ran in this lady's backyard. I hear a screeching scream, and it looked like a bear coming through the woods. So I run up. I'm like, "It's okay. He's not a bear." She was pinned to the tree, holding on for dear life. And he's just got his giant tongue out, like out of a cartoon, just licking her.
Is that what, are they this lovable? Like
they're just
golden,
gentle giants,
okay.
But they're big. They'll take you down. And so when I walk him, he just walks me. I just go wherever the hell he wants to go. I don't care.
Oh, man. All right. Very good. What else did you do today, Vin? Anything else besides get walked?
I'm busy on this breakthrough show I've been telling you about. We're recreating a 90-minute concert in a digital human format. We're bringing back a Latin pop star that's no longer with us into a 90-minute concert, 18 songs. I'll be launching that in June and announcing it in February. So I'm busy, with that production. It's literally a feature film, but using digital human technology. So that consumed most of my day. It is pretty cool. Breakthrough
What is it, Ricky
stuff.
Ricardo?
I'm bringing Babalu back. Yes. Yes.
Babalu.
You have some explaining to do.
Yes. All right. Very, very good.
Thank you.
All right. Let's do some news here at 20 minutes past the hour. News is brought to you by our friends at Freedom Force Nutrition, available at livefromstudio6b.com. Right there on the homepage, 15% off all the way through the holidays. If you want to get great supplements, vitamins for men and women, Freedom Force Nutrition on the homepage at livefromstudio6b.com. Delgado's got the news. What's going on?
All right. Well, I guess the big news today would be Donald Trump ringing the stock market bell. Right?
I saw it.
Check this out.
Another
a
great
little
day.
bit of it, yeah.
I don't have a cut list in front of me, but we did send it in. I'm hoping that we have that to play for everybody. Of course, he was there, flanked by his family, his wife, of course, members of his family, his daughters, his sons, and a bunch of the people that, of course, are supporting the president. And it was a rowdy crowd, to say the least. Here it is, cut number 1. Check this out.
9:30.
Yep.
What's with all those ugly broads with him?
Yeah, he's got.
Just kidding. That's
And of course, he's got the Time Magazine Time Person of the Year. He was named yesterday.
I believe for the second time.
Yep.
This time he says it's way better. Being named Person of the Year.
First lady sitting there with him.
They start chanting USA, USA.
Yeah, they do.
Nobody other than Ronald Reagan gets this.
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
Don't let no one fool you about that crowd in there. A lot of them, Jim Cramer will tell you that there's a lot of left-leaning Democrats in that room. He is loved in that room.
Yep.
Make no mistake about it. They understand the difference.
Oh, yeah.
They understand the difference in taxes and regulation and the devaluation of the dollar. And Trump likes a strong dollar, but he's coming around to other things now as well. I think he has not maybe as many questions or disdain as Paul Nolan does for the Federal Reserve, but I think he has a lot of them as well. I think him, Elon, and Vivek are going to rethink a lot of this stuff. Again, what they can actually do. We talked about this last night with this freight train out of the barn on the debt and the deficits and deficit spending.
Did you see what he said about?
But he is loved in that room. Make no mistake about it.
See what he said about Bitcoin? I believe it was yesterday. He said that other nations are coming after it. We want to be at the forefront of it. And I would not be surprised if we see them make it a full hardcore run at making Bitcoin part of the reserve for U.S. Treasury.
I don't doubt that they'd like to look at it. I don't know the feasibility of it when you look at only 21 million. 16 of those probably real because the rest of them are probably lost forever.
I think 3 million are gone. It's 18.
I don't really know how that would work when you really think about how that actually works as far as what they would hope. I read a really long thread from someone who knows it really well and said, it's a good idea. And I'm not saying it can't have benefits, but the idea of, because of the limited supply would make it tough.
I read an article about 2 years ago, Mises Institute, and it talked about it would need a basket of currencies, including crypto. It couldn't just be one thing at this point, because then you could create the same issue like Michael Saylor would be the new version of a plutocrat. You know, everyone's hoarding up all the gold, and next thing you know, it's only a handful of rich people. So you would need to really kind of mix all of the major commodities in some kind of a unified basket.
It's interesting you say that because what I see happening with crypto, and I see this globally because all the business I do in Africa and other places, in places of the world where it's hard to move currency. And it's hard to move currency in a lot of places.
Too. People unbanked, a lot of unbanked.
Mm-hmm. Well, 75% of the second largest population in the world is unbanked. Okay. And I'm talking about Africa and put India into that mix. But just the transferring of capital, which is so necessary, it's nearly impossible. And crypto is a mechanism doing that, trading crypto that way. So I see that as the strongest angle for our country to be the common denominator for that. I could see Trump looking at it that way because anyone trading money internationally, and I deal in Africa a lot. When I need to get money from there, I cannot tell you how hard it is. It's extraordinarily difficult. So we're talking about doing exactly this.
Wow.
Transferring to crypto and then sending crypto here and exchanging it for U.S. dollars.
That's incredible. I had a Nigerian prince tell me if I gave him $50 million.
I think I know that guy. I think he sent me an email.
I sent him $300 in...
Was his name Tonga? Because I'm working with a guy like that.
I found it in my spam folder, though.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the check to show up.
I will do more news with Delgado, some sports maybe with Paul Nolan, and some news with him as well. Vinnie Mac's got some thoughts all coming up. I think we need 3 hours tonight.
When I'm talking about moving 7 figures, can't move it. So we're going to go to crypto and move it that way. Any Nigerian billionaires looking to send some money this way, that's what
you should have the cut list in your email now.
Yes, thank you. I just texted you.
Oh, man.
But isn't Ethiopia completely dominated by the Chinese market now?
The Chinese have, it's one of the things that I specifically work on in Africa, is trying to figure out ways to get the United States to get in there and overturn the Chinese in every sector, technology, etc.
Who are you?
And they are.
He's Batman.
I'm Batman.
That's pretty
But the
cool.
Chinese in every sector have bribed their way in, and they control major sectors in what I keep saying the second largest population in the world. This is a powerful, community.
Yeah.
So the Chinese have eaten our lunch there, though. But we're making moves. I'm hoping Trump steps up with us as well.
Yeah.
and they don't just do it subtly. You know,
No.
they'll stroke a $26 million check like that to do something. They make all sorts of promises. And the ironic thing is, you would think, oh, hey, we're going to build all these things. You think they'd hire locals to build it? No, they bring Chinese in. And the Chinese build the stuff. They bring their own people in. All the locals are like, oh, great, I'm going to have a job. We're going to build a stadium. We're going to build a highway.
Nope.
It's the Chinese that bring it in. How would they stand for it? It's just corruption at a level that, you only read in books or you see in movies.
It's so hard to keep track of all the chats.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to try to do. Do-do.
This is my 54.
All right, I think we'll
Oh my God.
50.
come back to you.
Yeah.
Who is that?
This girl, Laura, she's just so beautiful still.
What do you got going with that?
Not that she's Facebook. So.
Oh. I could show you some pictures too, but I don't know the people. Her name's Giselle. Oh, really? I don't think I know who she is.
She's 54. She doesn't age. She's like a vampire.
Yeah, that's good. That's probably having those vitamins we're selling here on the Freedom vitamins that,
Right.
that are working okay.
All right, let's see Studio 6B.
All right, someone give me the name of the troll, but is it really that bad?
Is his
Are they
name
asking you for money or something? Is that what
Adam
someone
Schiff? Is his name Adam Schiff? No.
said? Oh, that's so. All right, live from Studio 6B, 30 minutes past the hour. We were doing the news. I think we only got one story done, and then we went on a rampage there.
A lot of coffee in the room.
Yeah, we needed like 3 hours tonight with this
Bunch of
lineup.
crackheads.
Let's do some more news and hear what that's Rick Delgado. What else is going on?
All right. Well, of course, a bunch of things. So much going on, as Aaron likes to say, in the world. Just take a shot. I don't know.
Really. How did Aaron get thrown into this?
I don't know.
We know.
She's the only nice person here.
I'm going to quote Aaron every time I say something now. As Aaron always says.
Yes, as Aaron always says. Anyhow, another big story today was more pardons. It's pardon mania with Joe Biden as he commutes Northbrook businessman who was among the 1,600 he did today. 1,500. I forget
just getting warmed up, folks.
Yeah, the 1,500 Americans who were released from prison and placed on home confinement during the COVID-19 pandemic. He pardoned a bunch of them. He pardoned more than 3 dozen other people. Among those who saw their sentence commuted was Eric Bloom, former CEO of Northbrook-based Sentinel Management Group, who defrauded hundreds of customers out of more than $655 million. That's right, $665 million. Bloom, 59, was sentenced to 14 years in prison in 2015. At the time, Bloom's case was the largest financial fraud case ever prosecuted in the federal court in Chicago. His firm collapsed in 2007. Bloom's sentence was set to end in May of 2026, according to the Chicago Tribune. He was convicted in 2014 on 18 counts of wire fraud and 1 count of investment advisor fraud. After a 4-week trial in the U.S. District Court, Bloom also fraudulently obtained and retained under management more than $1 billion in customers' funds. So the sweeping action by Biden is the largest act of clemency in a single day. It includes 39 pardons for nonviolent crimes, including drug offenses, for people who had turned their lives around, according to the White House. And he also granted clemency to those serving longer sentences that would have been imposed under today's most recent laws. So there you have it.
Wow. It wasn't Bloom the guy from The Producers? It sounds sounds like that guy. But that pardon, by the way, of Bloom fits right into the whole Biden family scheme.
Yeah,
like this is a guy right out of that mold. Probably some partner of some kind in that.
Probably a friend, probably a family friend, probably a former lobbyist. Oh, that guy used to hook me up with so much cash.
Well,
I got to get him out because, let's face it, I need some.
Yeah. I think we got to peel this onion back.
Yeah. And I'll give you one more so I can turn it over to the boys and let them have some fun. This one on a sports-related note. I don't know if Paul was going to cover this, but I'm going to throw it out there because I've been holding it since yesterday. Bill Belichick taking the job at North Carolina, a sign, according to the New York Post, of a big capital F to the NFL.
Did you think that Paul wasn't going to do the biggest story in sports?
I wasn't sure.
Lead story in sports. I'm just curious.
I figured I'd hand it off to him.
Sorry, Paul.
It was on my. It was on my.
Nice to meet you.
Things are going
it's
well
a real
here.
pleasure to meet you.
Lovely to see you too.
You guys split the camera.
Did you want a Grubhub? Because I'm sitting here waiting for something to come.
It was on my list of tabs.
He said, I don't
Rick,
know
that's
if Paul
okay.
was going to do this story in sports.
Let me give you 5 of my stories too, Rick. You can
He
start
didn't
off
mention it.
Paul's going to do baseball tonight. I didn't know if he was going to do this, but Juan Soto.
Paul, you're going to have to stretch out to bocce now.
No, we
I think.
covered that
That's-
one already.
That's what's going to be
This
left.
just in, Newcastle beat Liverpool.
William and Mary, 25. Nick and Tony, 12.
Oh, God.
Well, I just wanted to show this picture of a very happy Bill Belichick after he accepted the position. Here he is, celebrating his new job at UNC.
I think he's happy with that 24-year-old girlfriend. Is what he's happy
You
about.
can
Well-
straighten out my long thing.
You got a free bowl of soup with that hat?
Anyhow, so that's what I had.
Looks good on you, though.
Man, Bill
It was really
Belichick.
just about that picture.
It was really just a setup.
Yeah.
I think
Just set
it's
up
pretty
for the
cool he's coaching college football. I mean,
Me too.
one of the best head coaches in all of football ever. Going to college football to coach at in the twilight of his career with a 24-year-old girlfriend who's, I mean,
who's going to be too
He's
old
probably going to be
compared
trading
to
in for 19-year-olds now.
right. He's going to have to trade
but
in.
still, it's kind of an interesting move. I if I'm in his shoes, I'm like, you know what? I've not done that. Did he ever coach college football? I don't think he
Nope.
has.
He never
was
has.
asked about it in the
It
press.
could be a really fun thing.
But his father was a coach there from, I believe, 53 to 55.
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, let me just first say that sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell, MyPillow. LFS6B is the promo code to use if you're going to shop at MyPillow the rest of this week, next week, before the Christmas holiday. Use code LFS6B if you're going to shop there. We appreciate when you do use it. And I guess since that's a good lead into sports, Paul, if we're going to talk serious about this just for 1 second, I am surprised, Bill. You think of North Carolina, you think basketball. Stephen A. made this point today. He says, Stephen A. actually went as far as to say that this job is beneath Bill Belichick. What do you think about that?
That's exactly what I thought. I mean, if you're going to go somewhere, go to Alabama, resuscitate his buddy's program that just fell on its face. I don't know. I simply don't get it. But he wants to coach. He wants. I guess it's like the movie. Remember Kevin Spacey in that movie American Beauty, where he gets fired from his job and he goes for the job as the cashier at a fast food joint. He goes, I want the least responsibility as possible. Perhaps that's what's going on.
Someone
here.
asked him today, why, Coach? You're the greatest coach ever. You're going to go down in history as that. Your legacy is set. He said, well, it's better than working.
I guess the TV was more work.
I guess
But if his dad coached
going on
North
Pat
Carolina,
McAfee, I guess was getting to him or something. I don't know.
yeah. But if his dad coached in North Carolina, like you said, I get that. Maybe it's some personal thing in his heart.
I think the take is that Belichick's not the kind of guy that's going to. Is Belichick the kind of guy that's going to be in there to build, 3-4 years of losing and then to build the system? He's not going to. With NIL deals and the way the portal works now in college football, he's not going to get. He's not going to get Alabama athletes. He's not going to get. He may get a few, but
actually, I think that's why he did it.
I wouldn't
Because
be surprised if he does.
he'll get some because of him, obviously.
But I think it's because of the transfer portal. Now it's almost like just free trading players. It's like, hey, I can grab this guy. Who doesn't want to have their kid, or what kid who has NFL aspirations doesn't think I want to go play for Belichick?
Be pretty cool.
I don't know. At North Carolina.
It's not like it's a small school. They've been competitive the last few years.
All right, well, Paul Nolan's here. He's going to maybe do some sports and some news mixed in whatever else he sees going on. So, Paul, where do you want to start?
Well, since you guys did all my stories, I'd like to start.
Got any recipes you can
Let me go on Zillow and look some houses for you since you were shopping for houses today.
Oh, I found a lovely 3-bedroom, 2-bath Cape.
Oh, my God. Very bright. Open floor plan.
It's lovely. All right, so a man identifying himself as a U.S. citizen went missing in Hungary earlier this year has been found in Damascus. Oh, wait, this is my version of sports because I'm...
He's supposed to be... it's supposed to be doing no UFOs in the sports
And he was a
section,
volleyball player.
if possible.
All right, so...
But you could do news as well, Paul. You can
so let's do this.
Do whatever the hell you want.
I gave you this clip.
Which clip do you want to do?
This is the one where the CNN supposedly saved this guy who was, held captive for 5 days with no food or water. Take a look at this heroic effort by the CNN reporters. Tell me if this video doesn't look weird to you. We got sound?
The only cell that's locked. Is he gonna shoot?
It's the only door that's locked.
The guard makes us turn the camera off while he shoots the lock off the cell door.
They shoot the lock off.
We go in to get a closer
They get a
look.
ruckus.
It's still not clear if there is something under the blanket.
Oh, it moved. Is there someone there?
Action.
Yeah.
Is someone there?
I want Delgado's take.
Or is it just a blanket? I don't know.
I think it's someone. Hello?
Okay, it's just
This is BS.
Is your first year seeing this?
Yeah. This is
Is
BS.
this your first year seeing this thing?
First time I'm seeing it.
I know Damon didn't watch it. Oh, look at this, 5 days.
I'm a civilian, he says. I'm a
Guy
civilian.
gained 3 pounds in there. Look at this guy.
He tells the fighter he's from the city of Humps and has been in the cell for 3 months.
We asked the audience, real one, staged 2.
It's like the History Channel where they do
Both
reenactments.
hands.
Basically what they got going on here.
Does anyone have any water?
Let's reenact this.
This is like,
This is staged.
he's got a manicure. Look at his nails were perfect.
It's water.
3 months.
Okay. Okay.
But what you're trying to
If
tell
he went
me
5
is that
days
somebody shoots the lock off his cell door and he doesn't budge.
And he's deep in a slumber.
He slept through it.
Yeah, he's not anxious to get out or see someone.
Yeah, somebody farts in bed next to me, I'm up.
He had his ear pods on. He couldn't hear a thing.
I would love to know what the audience said. I saw that. I'm like, oh, this is a nice staged propaganda piece to get everybody on the new hip leader of the terrorist who wears a nice sporty blazer. The rebranding of terror in Syria. This is.
I mean, he must have been perfectly clean shaven if he was in there for 3 months to only have what he has on his face there. I mean, that's, I mean, again, you guys are probably a better judge of all this than me. I don't really pay attention to a lot of this stuff, but that didn't seem.
No.
Like this, just the 2 points you brought up. Guy shoots the lock off, and it's like, I think it's moving. Is there someone in there?
Right. She's got a whisper.
Like the guy didn't move an inch?
Stop.
I think the teleprompters would threw me off. I had in there. So I felt that was a telling.
I didn't
moment,
hear action. Sorry.
Right. Sorry. Can we take that again?
I didn't hear the clap of the.
Carol, can you do another take? There's a little more emotion to that when the gun goes off. I want you to be startled.
I'm method, and I wasn't feeling the character. Then let's take it from the top.
Yeah.
But when it was someone else than CNN, we might not be as skeptical. Okay.
I mean, like if it was Politico.
It's CNN. Yeah.
I don't know.
They fake hurricanes at CNN.
I know. Was the guy's in his knee and
Yeah, that looked pretty brutal. There's another clip now. There's part 2 of this when they bring this very.
Is this the remake or
ironed
is this with
shirt?
It's the sequel.
Is it when he's playing dead and then all of a sudden he moves and they have to cover him back up? I love that video.
Well, no, this is when they say they bring him out. Let's see.
After 3 months in a windowless cell, he can finally see the sky.
That's 3 months. That guy is fat.
My God, the light, he says. Oh God, there is light. My God, there is light. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
It's like he's got a date tonight.
Yeah. He's trying to steal his scarf.
This coach is
Stay with
perfect.
me, stay with me, he repeats again and again.
I mean, just to play the other side, Paul. The reason you would do this is why. The reason you would stage this is if we think this is not a
Create
little
more
phony.
sympathy, just
Right.
trump it up.
See, and I think it would be a CNN thing. You know, we've seen the NBC create news. This could be an instance of CNN creating news.
Lifted to his mouth.
We know they're hemorrhaging viewers.
But you know what? If it's true, this is remarkable of how horrible things really were in Syria. A guy like this confined. If it is true, I mean, this is Emmy Award winning stuff. If this guy's not really feeling this way, right?
And what have we seen some other places, right? The Harris campaign, didn't she go visit a family?
Oh, yeah.
They came running out to see her, and then they're like, no, go back in, and we're going to surprise you. They're trying to create stuff. It could be that they found this guy, but hey, let's recreate it.
Right.
So we actually have the news camera here to
Even the
catch it.
Obama thing on the phone when he calls her, like, it's nonsense.
That might be more of it, where they're like, let's go back in and do this thing this way. Yeah.
All right, live from Studio 6B. More to do. We're back right after this.
The scores, I missed that.
Okay, I got the Caitlyn Clark thing you sent me. I got Cash Patel you sent me, and I got Brian Mast. What else?
I mean, I don't have to. It's up to you. I can do. We covered Caitlyn Clark. I got the LeBron, speculation that, he's stressed out over all the allegations with his relationship with Ain't No Party Like a Diddy Party.
It's up to you. I'll go to Vin first. You come back and you want.
But if you want to check out this, I don't know if you saw
We got
this.
to talk drones at some point, too.
Yeah.
A little more detail.
Let's do that
on
at the
drones.
top of hour 2.
Okay.
Is there a problem? Oh, boy.
Oh, we're doing what even is that top of hour 2? Okay, so let's do. We could. You want to do drones now?
Whatever you want to do with drones. Or
you have. What do you have for topic?
I got really basically one big topic, which is sort of like this vibe that's changing now, this American vibe.
Not drones.
Yeah, not drones.
So why don't you do that? Then we'll do what even is that?
Yeah.
And then we'll have time for drones, probably, unless it's really long.
There's a lot going
How
on
long
with
is
the
what
drones.
even is that, Aaron?
About 6 hours, I believe.
40 assets?
Total.
I'm
digital
glad I sent that
backbone.
one to you. If I had opened that and saw 40 assets,
data centers,
we would have
backbone,
never been
Wi-Fi,
doing it.
all that stuff. Try and control it. But a lot.
No, I swear to God, I never even looked at it.
40
I knew I
assets.
wasn't going to get to it that day.
Okay.
So with the sports segment, I'll just do the one story with this.
I don't
this
watch
hockey
CNN,
player,
by the way, Chris.
Huh?
This former NHL fighter. He's in
Never
his
watched
local
CNN.
little restaurant in Houston, and
No.
a bunch of goons who were
Oh,
terrorizing.
yeah. I've been watching that. Paul, big.
Bissonnette, yeah, Biz.
Bissonnette, yeah. Biz Nasty. Yeah, I've been
So
following
I
that
sent
whole
you.
story.
I sent you the 2-minute and 50-second clip. If you want to watch it, it's
Did
pretty.
you just send it to me?
Yeah, it's in your
Oh.
inbox.
Oh, I have a Kobe Covington. He calls out LeBron.
No, you just do it. I've disconnected myself from sports. I'm just focused on everything but sports. So if you guys
Okay,
are cool,
so do you want me to come?
no, let's go to Vin first.
All right, so then I'll come to you. Story. Well, I don't-
Are you sure? It says it went through. I sent it from this thing here. So, I can't email from the iPad. I don't know why.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B. Glad you're in. Paul Nolan's here. Rick Delgado, what even is that? Coming up 9 o'clock. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. Vinnie Mac is here. He's got some thoughts on some things. Vinnie Mac, what's going on?
I was really touched today, with that entire ringing the bell thing. And it sort of reminded me, I was in high school, and when the U.S. Olympic hockey team beat the Russians. And we were just coming out of the Jimmy Carter years, just like we're coming out of the Biden years. We didn't feel good about ourselves. Nobody did. That's why that event was so powerful. And the movie that followed that was equally as powerful because we just felt proud, to be an American.
Absolutely.
And then Ronald Reagan comes in. And Ronald Reagan basically tells us, hey, we're the best. We are the best. We're going to be even better. And I'm going to fix all this stuff. And if you're going to mess with us, You're messing with the wrong guy. He was tough. He did all these things, but I remember that entire era. It was the first time I ever voted. I felt great about being an American. And I have to say, I feel the same way now, and I don't think I'm alone. When you hear Trump speak, and it's very different than how he used to speak when he was 216. This is a guy with a level of positivity on everything. He's smiling, he's positive about things, and he's doing things that just make me feel good to be an American. And you're seeing, even with Elon Musk around him and all these other people that are surrounded him, they're all happy. They all feel great about our country. They're making us feel good about ourselves. And anybody's ever run anything. I spent 20 years turning around companies that were failing, and I'd have to fix them. And the number one thing you have to do is change the vibe, the environment, the culture, because the culture is what kills things. And the culture was killing us as a country. 100%. We were not feeling good about ourselves. How can you be productive? Everybody out there, and I'm sure the guys here, can relate to that.
100%.
If you don't feel good about yourself and you don't feel good about your surroundings and the people you're working with and all those things, they have a material impact. So here we've got this guy who's got so much support right now and doing all the things that make me and I think others feel good about ourselves. And it's just great to feel that way again, because I didn't feel that way through Obama. I didn't feel that way even in Trump's first term. I felt like I was just pissed. Yeah. I'm not pissed anymore. I feel really good.
Vindicated.
Yeah, vindication's one of them. But if you see everything he's doing and all these events he goes to, and then you see the New York Times and others coming out finally admitting, the border was a crisis and all these problems we knew, everybody's starting to turn. But when you look at the level of positivity that he's bringing to the country and to everyone around us, what I see is it working.
Yeah.
When he wants to do something now, like, we're not just behind him, the country vibe is behind it. You want to turn an economy? How do you do it? You got a guy like Elon Musk. You can't help but feel inspired by that guy. His mother was on TV. It's one of the things that also touched me today about this whole thing that's happening, and I think it relates to what I'm saying. She was asked, I don't get it. Like, Elon didn't like Trump there for a while, and what's going on? She said, you know what? They get along great. They like each other. But Trump knows that he's got his back in a sense. Like, he's a trusted guy. He's not going to say what he has to say. And that level of respect has turned into a great friendship. And think about two guys that couldn't be any more different. Trump's a promoter. Trump's, got a big ego. Mm-hmm. And Trump's has a different kind of a vibe. He's selling his brand. Elon's not doing that. He's selling, I'm outthinking you and doing something revolutionary. And these two guys are really good friends now. And you can see it. The body language doesn't lie. And everyone else around him. So I just felt that was worth commenting, because we are going through a metamorphosis now in this country. And it's happening very quickly. And it's the best thing that we've gone through, I think, since Ronald Reagan was president. And we're going to keep quoting Ronald Reagan, because I don't know about you, but I traveled through Europe as a student when Ronald Reagan was president. They were scared of him. Right. But I felt proud. I didn't feel like, well, you shouldn't be scared of him. He's this and that. No, I felt proud, because this guy was showing that we Americans, we're the real deal. We're tough. Respect us enough. And it was great to be a student in that era.
If I could just piggyback on that, I agree with everything you said. Is outstanding. I think this time around, the validation of winning this time, too big to rig, really validates the last election where he was robbed in every level, in the quivers, in every direction they came at him between COVID, but man-made attack of this disease, the stuffed ballots, the 2,000 mules, the endless media assaults, the lies of Russia, all of it. He comes back this time around with the win. It really makes it like a 3-time champ. And the thing that makes it better this time is he's, in my opinion, vindicated, and he doesn't have to stand up and scream and fight at every fight he's invited to.
That's right.
My old man told me a long time ago, you don't have to go to every fight you're invited to. Just walk away. It's okay. You don't have to be involved. And he's doing that. And he looks relaxed. He looks calm. And he looks like he does not have to demand the truth from people. He could just.
You absolutely saw that on Sunday Meet the Press.
Absolutely.
You absolutely saw that exact person that you just described, Paul, Meet the Press. And it stood out. He was not nearly as confrontational as he would have been, and by the way, could have been, again, with Kristen Welker. He had a demeanor about him that was reserved, that was informative, that was non-combative, that was confident in what's to come and why it's to come and how we got here and what he wants to do. Even through her ideologically leading, continuing to follow up with the same exact ideological points that she just asked him the question. She had no interest in what he was saying. She wasn't listening. He didn't get combative. He just seemed like...
Nor defensive.
Yeah. He was in control. That's exactly the person that I saw on Sundays, the one you described. And to sum up what both of you said, which was both excellent, I go back to that article in the American Thinker that we brought up here probably a month or so ago. And I forget who wrote it, and I wish I could give him credit because it was one of the best articles, I think, of the year. And he said, thank God for the 2020 election. And the way he laid it out, and I remember the one line that stood out to me, yes, Trump 46 would have been good. Trump 47 will be that on steroids.
Yeah.
Given the 4-year break that we had and everything that happened and everything that everybody was able to see, Trump 47 will have the benefit of that 4-year hindsight and the benefit of the 4 years there, knowing where all the bodies lie, where all the liars and snakes are, and understanding that personnel is policy. The personnel has to get better. And I would say 98% of the personnel so far has been an absolute home run with a couple of duds, one that's gone, another one that needs to be gone. But for the most part, he has nailed it with all of that.
And, I think the other point on this is everything that you just said is not possible without this vibe. Because this vibe is what is the undercurrent to how he has that confidence. And how we all love underdogs, right? What's one of the greatest movies ever made? Rocky. Right? We love Rocky. That's why Miracle, which I was involved with, by the way, was a great movie because it was the underdog thing. And us as Americans, we are underdogs always in a sense. We're creating businesses. We have a system that's very capitalistic, and you're fighting against regulation. You're fighting against a lot of stuff. Trump goes through what he went through the last 4 years. Every American can relate to this guy. Then he turns it and is this positive.
And he brings people from the leftover. The fact that he was able to legitimately deconstruct the RNC disaster that it is and the DNC, two criminal mafias, he might have just crunched. He's not Superman, he's the Hulk. If they're talking about them Marvel, he just came in and smashed the whole thing.
Hey, keep in mind, Ronald Reagan was broke. Before he ran. He was destroyed in many ways. Have you seen the Reagan movie?
Not yet.
No. You got to see the Reagan movie. It's a fantastic movie because you watch his story. It's deja vu. Different personalities, but it's deja vu. Reagan was a bit of a broken man when he finally decided to run, and he lost first time around. He lost in the primary.
Right.
It's a great movie to watch, and if you want to see history repeating itself, watch that movie. Love Ronald Reagan, man.
What even is that? Coming up, 9 o'clock, Act 3.
Very method.
Chat. What's going on?
Wow,
did you see this about the Duke lacrosse team?
No.
18 years later, Duke lacrosse rape accuser speaks out. Democrats have never apologized. Crystal Magnum finally admits she made up the entire story.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Crystal Magnum admits she made up the entire story about the Duke lacrosse team.
It's typical of the left. Anybody says anything, they just jump on it and triple down for political reasons.
Farmer Brook, what's going on?
Well, that was a race thing.
Gary, what's going on X? Pigpen on X? You guys can keep talking. I just want to say
and you know what? Where she
Racing Banshee,
had her come to Jesus moment?
No.
In jail. She was in prison when
I mean, this type of stuff really burns me up. And by the way, Chris Allen, I appreciate the comment, man. Thank you.
Chris Allen on YouTube. Racing Banshee. Damon, sing it. Sing it. No, you don't want me to sing.
CJ Moore, took you a while to warm up. Come on, man. This is it. This is what you get. This is Vinny Mac. This is who I am. Anything I say is exactly what I say at home, by the way, and to my friends.
College grad failure. Hello on X. I love that name. Drag Blacker says Damon is too large to be beamed up by a UFO.
Scotty, beam him up, but not Damon, if you could, Scotty. Yes.
Sylvia Conrad says Vinny irks me.
Oh, no.
Vinny, you irk somebody.
How do I irk you? I want to know.
Sylvia, come on.
Yeah.
Vinny Mac.
Yeah, you can't please all the people,
nobody.
But I've never irked anyone in my life. Well, that's only true on a daily basis.
Julia, Child of God, good job on the music on X. That goes to Fran.
Thank
Lorraine
you.
says, hello, Damon. Hello, Lorraine on YouTube.
That's the one thing you got to read. Vinny irks me. This is out of all the 400 posts
I'm
go through.
You're
just randomly picking up
Mr.
stuff.
Easy Mikey says, we love Vin.
You'll get used to it, Vin.
GBFN Dynamics. No, Damon, don't sing. Yes, we do. Damon, sing. We're going back and forth here.
Well, I'd give myself a hand. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Singing?
Thank
Don't
you.
make me sing. Don't make me sing.
They told me there'd be no math involved.
Oh, man.
Delgado, you ever see that bit with Chris?
Hey, Damon, stop being a wussy. Let Paulie talk about MK Ultra. I'm not stopping him.
What bit?
Lisa says Vinny's a great addition on Facebook.
Once again.
All right, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. Real America's Voice, live from Studio 6B, Hour 2. Glad you're in. Vinny Mac, sitting right there. Paul Nolan, right there. Rick Delgado, right there. Aaron and Fran, holding it down, as always, on a Thursday night. Does this week feel like it is absolutely flying by?
My life feels like it's flying by.
I woke up Monday, it's Thursday.
Yeah. Woke up Monday, it's Thursday. Boom. Exactly. That's how his week feels. I want to say congratulations to my son.
Ooh.
Basketball game number 5 tonight. Now 4-1. I think he was the leading scorer tonight.
Nice.
Wow.
17. I think he went 17, 5, and 3.
Nice.
Very nice.
In the game tonight. And they won convincingly by, I think, 22. And then we have another game now on, I think, Tuesday.
Do you see basketball in his future?
He'd love to be able to
college
play.
ball?
Yeah, he'd love to play college ball somewhere. Division 3.
Wow.
Obviously won't play 2 or 1. You can't even get looked at for that. But 3, possibly.
Nothing better than your kid going to a college and being part of a team. He's instant club. They instantly they acclimate quick. It's just so good for them.
James Reed on YouTube. Prize to you. Vinny Mac. Isn't that Vince McMahon's nickname?
That's right. Damon coined it, which is not my real name, Vinny Mac, but he coined it. And we're sticking with it.
Yeah. I call him Vincent Kennedy Buta, even though his middle name's not Kennedy, because it was Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Kennedy.
And he was Vinny Mac, and so I started calling you Vinny Mac. I called you Vincent Kennedy Buta when I wanted to do the whole name.
I thought it was the Kennedys, and I've never bootlegged, but I thought, maybe a Kennedy thing could work there. All right, Vince McMahon, I'll take it.
It's time now.
You don't look like him, though. So weird.
Here we go. Take 3. Action. It's time now for one of my new favorite segments here on the show. And that, of course, is Rick Delgado with What Even Is That?
All right, Damon, well, thank you, and I feel like we're going to do it all over again, so why not? Let's remind everybody, so now that the election is over and that Daddy is back...
Ooh, Daddy Trump, he ain't playing.
No, he's not. No. And things are finally starting to return to normal. Yeah. From President-elect Trump being, well, President-elect Trump, to liberal commie Democrats freaking out about, well, you name it, just about everything. We definitely, for the most part, are back on track to where everyone seems to be, as we were just talking about, excited about the next 4 years and what the country might look like after Sleepy McSleepy Pants and his wife over here finally get dropped off at the beach, and with any luck, they get washed out to sea. What?
That's my pillow strong.
I don't know. What?
My pillow strong.
That's not a reenactment, is it? There?
Yeah, there you go.
Hold on.
See you later, Joe.
No.
Anyhow, yes, we can all dream, can't we?
Yeah.
Plus, the added bonus we got last Monday night, and tonight as well, as Paul Nolan has escaped Damon's trunk, and now he is back on the show. There. Hey, Paulie.
Without the bruises.
Yeah, things are going pretty good, I'd say. So good that even Hunter Biden is excited.
Yeah.
Excited for what, you ask? Well, how about being excited that he won't be moving into this brand new 80-square-foot cinder block accommodations?
Yeah.
Complete with a new onesie wardrobe, his new tatted-up random roommate who hates pedos and has a spork fetish.
Yeah.
And that is, of course, thanks to you-know-who, dear really old, and really dementia-ridden dad, who looks like he's auditioning for either a role in The Christmas Carol or to be Big Earn's grandfather in the long-awaited Kingpin 2, Time to Pay the Big Guy. Yeah. But the biggest news of the last, 8, 10, 12, 14 days at this point, I don't know how much longer this is going to go on, has to be, of course, the 11-year preemptive Hunter Biden pardon, complete with very specific and sweeping timeline of 11 years covering everything he may or may not have done in places like Ukraine, China, Russia, Kazakhstan, and right here in the United States.
Yeah.
You name it.
Sure.
Drugs and guns? Sure, maybe. Sex with minors? Maybe.
Sure.
And selling American classified secrets to the highest bidder, all while pocketing?
More money, more money, more money.
Yeah, that's right. Millions upon millions in cash? Quite possibly, maybe. How about diamonds?
Could be.
Could be. Much more. And how much more could they possibly scamper away with, you say? How about $31 million?
Oops.
Who knows? But I do know what you're all thinking about all of this that you've seen.
What the hell is even that?
Exactly. I mean, especially after all the times we had Jen P. Psaki.
The president does not discuss business dealings with family members.
No.
Yes, and of course, Karine Jean-Pierre.
The answer is not going to change. The answer remains the same. The president was never in business with his son.
Right. How many times they have told us that Joe never, ever had anything to do with Hunter and his business dealings, and Joe himself denied time after time and again that he never, ever talked to his son Hunter or anyone in his family about business.
Nope.
I've never discussed my business or their business, my sons or daughters, and I've never discussed them because they know where I have to do my job and that's it, and they have to make their own judgment.
Right.
Unbelievable.
But hey, here we are, right? And as 2024 draws to a close and the curtain comes down on Biden Inc., also known as the Biden crime family, they are staring at this stark reality. Old Joe is getting put out to pasture, and Biden Inc. is closing its doors forever. And you know what that means? No more money.
Come on, man.
Yeah, no more grifting, Joe. Sorry. No more lobbyists lining your pockets and no more millions moved through, say 20-plus shell companies. So what's a Biden to do, you say? The only thing he knows how to do, sell and sell it all. Yeah, just like Nancy Pelosi with insider information and her stockbroker on speed dial, it's time to sell, sell, sell.
Yeah.
That's right. The end of the worst administration in United States history is about, 39 days away, and Crazy Joe's is killing it, and he's closing his doors forever. And since the only thing the Biden crime family has left to sell is pardons, your loss, our loss, is your gain of function. Whether it be, straight up cash, wink, wink, donations to that future Biden library, where the entire thing will be a wing of fiction. And speaking of fiction, maybe it's a book deal with a book no one wants to read, and that will read more like a Stephen King novel, since Joe plagiarizes just about everything. He might just copy and paste the whole damn thing word for word. Or maybe it's in the form of those high-paying, no-show jobs for family members who will then need to split their salary with, you guessed it, the big guy. Just don't end up like Mayor Eric Adams, where he may have gotten a little drunk on too much fizzy lifting drink, causing him to feel all high and mighty. But at the end of the day, he ends up on the wrong side of the Biden regime, and guess what?
Not good.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah, nothing except for every member of his City Hall administration being raided by the feds and pushed out of office while he himself faces indictment. So, while President-elect Trump keeps infuriating libs with his cabinet picks, I'm sure after getting out of his My Little Gay two-man pony costume with his mushy homeless boy toy, who is now in jail for life, you can bet that Paul Pelosi
here we go.
will be rushing over to Crazy Joe's in his mantees, his dress shirt with a glass of scotch, and the fight will be on. That's right. The fight for his all-important Thursday night, 2 a.m. Naked Hammer Fight Club pardon. There you go.
Come on.
Holy
The Naked Hammer Fight Club.
Oh, my God.
Pardon. It's a pardon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damon Nome, back to you.
Well, no, what do you mean that? No, wow. No.
That was amazing.
Yes.
Why do I have to find myself into the end of this?
I thought Biden thought gain of function was an erectile medication. That's what I had heard.
That was of function.
Rick, that was unbelievable.
Thank you.
You got a lot of caffeine in your system tonight, don't you? Holy cow. Holy shit.
He didn't even drink his coffee.
No, I didn't drink my
That was amazing. Great
I gotta
clip.
start taking naps.
He drinks every night, which is not good for him, too. I keep telling him.
I'd like to see a clip from Fletch thrown in there once in a while.
Yeah, it's all ball bearings
that.
these days.
Yeah, it's all ball bearings.
Come on.
That was excellent.
Thank
The
you.
Fetzer valve.
I just don't. It's got to be the Fetzer valve.
Boys
Put
need
it
a
on
refresher course.
Put it on Mr. Tinlin. Put it on his bill.
Oh, man.
I just don't
Hello.
Go ahead, spit it out. Is that what you don't understand?
No, but why do I always have to find my way into the endings of these?
Well, you said it's your favorite segment.
No, I know it is one of my newest favorite segments on the show.
It's a great segment.
It's a great segment. I love it. But I always seem to become a part of it.
Yeah.
Well, Paul was a part of it.
He's trying to be inclusive.
Yeah.
I was a prop.
Yeah.
You were that. You were good in that hat, Paul.
Yeah, I was surprised. You caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah,
I tried to get the cowboy helmet on. It just didn't.
That's going to take a lot of
Rick, I got a
P. Diddy
surprise for you.
Vaseline, I think, to get that thing on.
Rick, we have a surprise for you.
We do.
Yeah,
We have a viewer that has purchased one of the 2 a.m. Naked Hammer Fight Club shirts.
Really?
And went to go visit the Pelosi estate with it.
Wait, who is this?
His name is Jerry.
And he went.
He wore at the Pelosi's house
He wore it
in
to
San
Pelosi's
Francisco?
house. Yep.
Jerry,
congratulations.
Come on, Jerry.
That's a good move.
There you go,
That's
Jerry.
awesome.
You should send them a hoodie.
That's the way. I don't know if we have one. That's the way to do it. There you go. Of course, they wouldn't even know what that means. I mean, that is the essence of an inside 6P family joke.
Yes.
Like, because you would have no idea.
He's gonna have weird dudes coming up to him and say, "How do I get in?"
Is there admission?
Hey, Paul, when's the next one? Yes.
Yeah.
So there you have it. I hope it was worth the wait.
That was excellent.
And especially for Paul, because he hasn't seen one in a while, and he wanted to make sure he was here.
Well, yeah.
I watch the show every night. What are you talking about?
Paul, yeah, nice try. Paul forced you into win the night to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well done.
Well done. Very good. Rick Delgado with What Even Is That? We got a couple minutes here, Paulie. Is there anything going on in sports that you actually are following right now besides Belichick?
Well, I would like to do in the next segment the Paul Bissonnette, the hockey player.
That's
a
big
gang
story.
of dudes.
Yeah.
But there is an interesting story that there's a lot of chatter about P. Diddy's A-list guest, LeBron James. You know, the guy who put on a pair of glasses and thought he was Stephen Hawking's. Yeah. Supposedly he's under a lot of stress, but now they're saying it's his ankle. But there's some talk that he's taking a leave of absence because he is, Well, let's call
The
it his
talk is
ankle
he's
for
going
now.
to take a leave of absence from the NBA in season?
That was the first talk that he was going to take a break for a couple days, 4 or 5 games.
But they're going to blame it on an injury.
They're blaming it on an ankle.
Okay.
So that could be that's something to keep.
And you
an
think
eye
the
on.
ankle's fine? Or that's the scuttlebutt?
I'm not a medical doctor, but it sounds like BS to me.
Oh, yeah. The old Fletcher valve.
It's the old Fetzer valve. Exactly. It's all ball bearings these days. Hey.
The engine's back here, Gord.
Hey, Gordo.
I know that. Check the luggage.
Look at this muck.
Tell me how to do my job, boy.
Tell me how to do my job, boy. That's right.
Frida's boss.
Frida's boss. Dr. Rosen, Dr. Rosenpenis, I believe it is. Yes, thank you.
Dr. Rosenpenis.
The name's Poon.
You got the whole arm in there, Doc?
What kind of name is Poon?
River.
It's Romanian.
That's Babar with 2 B's.
I thought you meant together.
Yeah.
We have to stop. I'll never be able to get going again.
Oh, man, it's so great.
He falls down. Where am I? In the records room. Oh, in that case, get me the Beatles' White Album.
Oh, man. Such a good movie.
Oh, God. Seriously, it's the best.
They got to make more like that, man.
I'm the worst to watch that movie because I'll recite every line as we're going through it.
Yeah, me too. Just over and over and over. Yeah, and that Spies Like Us is up there with me. Three Amigos.
Three Amigos.
I don't know if anything's up
I got my rotation. Fletch is at the top, for
Spies
sure.
Like Us, though, when all the
Spies
ninjas
Like
come
Us.
out of the sky and he's ready to fight him with the stick. He's like, let's get him. He's got a stick. He's trying to get us. He turns on his buddy instantly.
We're Americans. Yeah, that helped. Oh, man. Even the Three Amigos, man, that is just,
Oh, that's classic.
so great. Steve Martin wrote that. Steve Martin is such a smart guy.
Yeah.
He wrote the Three Amigos, El Guapo. It's so funny, every piece of it.
Does El Guapo know what a plethora is?
Oh, man. I love it. I love it. Rick, man, that was, I've never seen you do that. This is my
really?
first time. This is the Virgin Tour. Yeah, for me with that. That was excellent.
Really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you do this once a week? When do you do this? Once a month? Or?
I'm supposed to do it once a week.
Once a week? And so what's happened?
But ever since we got
He's ramped it up to once every 3 months.
I've been here the last couple of months. I haven't seen it once.
Well, the campaign time just...
You got to stretch. It's like the holidays and everything.
Yeah.
The holidays and everything. I can't think. There's too many things going on. I can't even think. That's my mother's biggest excuse.
Yeah,
It's like December 1st.
Huh?
That's not the most up-to-date one. They sent a new one. On
for
the 6th.
Fetzer valve's sake. Really?
Yep.
That's it. It's going to be Fletch all night.
Put it on the end of the hills, too.
I use that all constantly. No one even knows what I'm talking about. Anybody who knows anything about good comedy knows Underhill, right?
Put it on the Underhills.
Oh, man. Yeah, your thing reminded me. Remember those old records used to come out where they had clips of other songs in them?
All right, 17 past the hour. Sounds like the blues on a Thursday. Let me talk to you about our friends over at the Tax Network USA. If you're overwhelmed with back taxes or unfiled returns, well, get ready, because since COVID relief ended, the IRS hired 20,000 new enforcement agents, proposing millions of pay-up notices for 2025. If you're worried about IRS collection tactics, you don't have to face them alone. Tax Network USA is here to help. Tax Network USA is the nation's premier tax relief firm and has negotiated over $1 billion in tax relief for clients. Their services include penalty forgiveness, hardship programs, where you might not have to repay anything until your tax debt expires, and offering compromise solutions for lump sum settlements. Whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, our experts are ready to assist you. Even if you're behind on taxes due to missing personal or business records, Tax Network USA can guide you through the process. Tax season is long over, and for the IRS, that means it's collection season. Contact Tax Network USA for personalized support. Handling IRS matters without professional help is extremely risky. Protect your financial security with guidance from Tax Network USA. Their experts provide strategic advice on reducing or eliminating your tax debt. To schedule a complimentary consultation, call 1-800-905-8000, 1-800-905-8000. That's 1-800-905-8000, or visit tnusa.com. That's tnusa.com. Don't let the IRS aggressive tactics control your life. Empower yourself with Tax Network USA's support and take charge of your financial future. Visit tnusa.com. Visit them today. Well, everybody knows the next medical crisis is just around the corner, whether it comes in the form of a pandemic or something much more mundane like a tick bite. You and your family need to be prepared. That's where the Wellness Company comes in. You know the Wellness Company. We've had the great doctors like Dr. Peter McCullough on the show all the time. The Wellness Company and their doctors are medical professionals that you can trust, and their line of prescription medical kits are the gold standard when it comes to keeping you safe and healthy. Whether it's the medical emergency kit, the contagion kit, the first aid kit, or the travel kit, these prescription kits contain an assortment of life-saving medications and guidebooks to assist in the proper use of all medications. From anthrax to tick bites, from COVID to bird flu, from a trip to the beach to a trip overseas, the Wellness Company has a prescription kit designed to keep you and your family safe. Rest assured knowing that you have emergency antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics on hand to help keep you and your family safe from whatever the globalists throw at you next. Go to www.twc.health/voice, www.twc.health/voice today and order. That's twc.health/voice, and use promo code VOICE to save an additional 10%. All right, let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. MyPillow, LFS6B is the code to use. Paul Nolan's here, sitting in for Slick, who obviously will be back next week. We all, I think all of us, or most of us, who had a chance, attended the wake tonight for Nick Emirati, Slick's father. And of course, he'll wait next week to tell you. But he came up to me, and Slick is doing good, by the way. He looked in very good spirits tonight.
Yes,
I think the 2 to 4 sitting this afternoon was. I think that was kind of like the get it out rough. He made a eulogy. I think that was a little tougher for him, but he was in very good spirits when we got there tonight. Me, Paul, Harry, kind of saw them all at the same time. He seemed like he was in pretty good spirits, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, he was chipper. You know, he like we've said it to the audience. When you see Rick on the air, that's who Rick is. I've known Rick now, I guess, from about 3 or 4 years before I was doing this show, and that's just Rick. And everybody who sees him, it's the same energy. He just keeps. You talk about attitude, spirit, man. He just comes with
a special guy.
He just comes with that joy every day. He's such a great human.
He looked like
Rick.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to take the stage at Bellagio.
Oh yeah.
Right after this event was over.
Yeah, I thought he was going to make somebody disappear. He looked like
that, or he's going to be taming some lions or something. Right?
Yeah, and he's ready to go. He made a point to come up to him and says, "You see this suit? I bought this suit. This is the first time I'm wearing this suit." He says, "I thought, man, I look at that suit. Look at me in that suit." He said, "I thought that suit would look great." And he said, "If I ever need to wear black for something, I have to wear it." He goes, "Little did I know I'd be wearing it here, but."
Yeah, then he shows his shoes.
Yeah, he was in very good spirits.
Yeah, and I went this afternoon with Erin and Fran were there, as well as Doug Smith was there earlier today.
Friend of the show.
Jody Giglio was there.
Yep.
Can't believe he's
a lot of people came out. There was a guy there just standing in front of me. I didn't catch his first name, but obviously, I guess Slick knew him pretty well from the area. I guess he's a local businessman, pizza place owner, or pizza cook. The guy just shows up. And it's like he had everybody coming out for him, so I know he appreciated that kind of support.
That's the president of the Chamber of Commerce for 25 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, just everybody coming out, and there was a lot of love in the room. You could tell, and I don't know if you guys got a chance to check out some of those pictures. His dad was a
stout guy,
a stud.
Yeah,
like I was
Tank.
Yeah, he was a big dude.
Yeah.
It was surprising to see the pictures and then see the pictures of him young. And it's funny because I mentioned this to Fran and Aaron. I'm like, that was the kind of guy I remember growing up as a little kid. Like you saw these guys from Long Island. They looked like he was like a picturesque Long Island guy. And I mean that in the best sense possible.
Yeah.
Like clean, kind of
dressed well,
sure. You could tell that he carried himself well.
Yep.
Just so I can imagine the kind of guy he was to produce somebody like Slick, and then of course to meet his wife, who we've heard about for 5 years. I never met her before until today. So
yeah, me too.
She's great.
She's cool.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. And believe it or not, we had people who came up to Paul and I and Harry and said, "By the way, I love your show."
Yeah. Shout out to Nancy who came up as well earlier today, and Child of the King has a super chat here, Damon.
Oh.
Yes. She said, "This is for Delgado, though, of course, I'm going to donate it to Slick and Live Studio B, so long as you keep Harry off the board and that we can do more."
They know.
We can have more. What even is that? Great job.
Yeah.
Harry earning for the show even when he's not earning for the show.
So thank you, Child of the King.
He's being paid just to stay away, which is interesting.
Yes.
It's quite an interesting dynamic.
Yes.
We'll give you $50. Stay off the board. Okay? Thanks, Harry.
All right, the cat's out of the bag. That's why I've been away.
So, well, and to my point of starting that whole thing was the number one, tell you this Slick is in very good spirits tonight. Listen, I believe he'll have ups and downs of emotional roller coaster over the next, just moving on with life, obviously. But he was in very good spirits tonight, and I wanted you to know that. And I also wanted you to know that he passes, again, and I know he'll say it himself, but, he came up to me and he said, "I just can't believe what's going on." He says, "I just watched a little bit of of what was going on last night, and just so he just and obviously he'll take as much time as he wants to tell you when he's back, but he wants you to know that obviously he's so appreciative of this audience. He calls it a family, which is more appropriate. But he's in very good spirits tonight. Tomorrow's probably going to be a rough day. I'll be there in the morning." So, but he was in good spirits tonight. So, just wanted you to know that. All right, let's hit the break. We'll come back. We'll do some news. Go around the horn to everybody.
Well, we get to sports.
Huh?
You actually have sports, right? You
have sports?
Yes.
Let him start with sports.
All right, we'll start with sports. We'll end with sports. And in the middle, we'll make sure Harry's not here.
You got the Islander game, right?
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all that matters. Harry said he's going to throw some 3-in-1 oil on this. What you were saying about Rick's dad is so interesting because the impression people have outside of Long Island, right, is Joey Buttafuoco.
Oh yeah.
This is what people think Long Islanders look like or alike. And and when you see pictures, of Rick's dad or maybe my dad or people that are from around here, they're not to coin a term here, but they're slick. They're dressed well,
dapper.
They're dapper, right?
Dapper is
exactly right.
But not dapper in the old 50s, 60s sense where it was like a proper tie. More like collar open, but a jacket
hip
still
dapper,
right? Almost like what do you call it?
Not like Ward coming home,
Danny Terrio kind of. Hey, I look good. You know what I mean? That kind of. Well, I'm just talking about Long Island guys from that era.
Oh yeah, totally get it. I used to get that all the time. Like, oh, you're from Long Island? You live near Joey Buttafuoco? I'm like, seriously?
Yeah, because he's the only guy ever from Long Island.
Yeah. Hey, this is enough of that, Joey Buttafuoco.
Damon's just like, I don't know who Joey Buttafuoco is.
You know who he is.
I wasn't a Long Island guy until 1990.
Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, but
Connecticut?
I grew up in Connecticut.
But that story broke in the mid-90s.
91, 92.
No, I'm just saying I'm not a lifelong Long Islander.
Okay. All right. Well, then you
Came
don't
here
count.
in 1990 and never left.
Yeah.
And I went to Hofstra.
That's it. Then you stayed.
Yeah.
Hofstra stayed. I did a semester at Hofstra. It was great.
I heard.
I was in the theater dorm. I was the only straight guy there. It was fantastic.
Wasn't that
at the
great?
time of my life. One semester.
Theater dorm.
Yeah. They had a dorm for all the theatrical guys and gals. Yeah.
Guess we won't be doing sports next. Vin will be telling us stories of his college days.
I don't think they had that when I got there.
Oh yeah, it was a dorm. I forgot.
Wait, it was one of the towers, or
it was on Front Street. One of the buildings on Front Street.
That's not even campus.
And it was a dorm to me. When I was there, I was a dorm. That's where they put me.
Yeah, it was called Ramrod Hall.
At the end of the night, at the end of the parties, it was. I'm not even touching that one.
I think
not touching that.
I don't think you were in the dorm.
Oh man,
I think you were down at the.
But I would just walk around to the ladies. I'm saying, I'm the only straight guy left here. Okay, what's going to happen tonight? That was great. I had a great time at Hofstra, by the way.
Oh my God,
great time.
My time at Hofstra was like a Netflix special, man.
The only thing I have about Hofstra,
straight out of a movie.
I had a fake ID that I went there, and I would just go to the local Hofstra college bars.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, Bogarts,
the Rathskeller CW Post was fun
Bogarts,
too, right?
McKeeb's.
Yeah.
Imagine at the time would you walk down Hempstead Turnpike now? All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Real America's Voice. Is Hofstra even a real college? Someone said in the chat. Are you kidding me?
Hey, I went to Pepperdine.
Oh,
so
it's Farmer
I can't
Brook
speak.
who said it. Farmer Brook. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's a real college.
Hofstra is like I couldn't even get into Hofstra now if I wanted to.
Oh.
I don't think I even got in when I actually got in, but thank God I could play the piano. I got in because of that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got into Pepperdine because I was from New York. They wanted an East Coaster. My daughter went.
Well, there's a lot. I think there's a lot more of that now.
Oh, really?
Schools looking for kids from certain areas.
Yeah. At the criteria now. My daughter got in, and I was like, they throw my application out.
I got into Hofstra, but I was a janitor, but I would solve math problems.
Yeah.
No one else could solve. I would do it at night.
That's good.
Yeah, I think I applied. I think I applied and I didn't get in, and then I had my audition for the music school, and then I got in.
Wow.
I was down the road at Nassau Community.
Yeah.
We drove by there once in a while.
I'm sure.
We toot our horn.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
But Hofstra's come a long way.
It's a great school.
I'll tell you what else has come a long way at Hofstra is the damn price. I went for 4 years for what it now would cost you to go one.
Yeah. I believe it.
That is in Hofstra. Attention,
there?
anyone from Hofstra listening. That is legalized stealing.
That's every school, though. That's not just Hofstra. It's $70,000 to go to school. $80,000. I mean, it's ridiculous. A year.
There's nothing that could justify that price. You are not coming out of there with anything that justifies spending that kind of money.
I had to borrow money from the Bidens to pay for my daughter's school. It was crazy. They came up with some cash. Hunter actually was very generous. Very generous. He covered the first 2 years.
You know what's crazy, though? A school like Florida Gulf Coast down in Florida, in Fort Myers, that school can justify because the amenities were insane.
That's what they're selling now. Amenities.
It's all the amenities.
My buddy's kid's at Tampa University, and it's
beautiful.
like being a resort.
Beautiful.
It's crazy.
But that's how they justify these asinine prices. It's ridiculous.
I'm down on it. I advise kids not to even go to college now because it just doesn't make sense to me anymore. I can't believe I'm even saying that.
You'd be better off being a plumber right now.
Tuition down at Florida.
I wish that's what he wanted to do.
Tuition down at Florida Gulf Coast included jet skiing.
Well,
it's like, oh, okay.
I got a surfboard when I went to Pepperdine.
Pepperdine's a big time school.
Oh, when I was there, man, it was great. Top Division I sports, tops and everything. And I was a New Yorker in Malibu, California.
Oh my God!
Oh my, Vinny from New York. They had no idea what hit. They thought I was in the mafia. They were all scared of me. It was great. I played that up for 3 years.
You're like Fonzie to them.
I was like Fonzie.
Like a real life Fonzie.
I have so many jokes that I will not say, Damon. Don't worry.
I'd love to see him go to community college for like 2 years.
Yeah,
I think that's the move. Community college for 2, then pick a school that's
go work your butt off. Go to a nice, good community colleges, which we have. I think we have a couple of decent ones.
My daughter was inches away from going to Quinnipiac. She had great grades, and
that's like $90,000.
It was crazy. She was a real smart. She's really got a bright.
Okay, what'd they give her? Even if they gave her 50, it brings it down to a bargain 40.
It would have cost us about $35 a year with the room and board, which is not terrible. But she backed out. She decided not to. Then she ended up going to a little school called Hartwick. That was a fortune also.
I know Hartwick.
I went to Hartwick. I didn't go to Hartwick, but I went up there to visit and auditioned at Hartwick. That's a good music school.
Yeah, she was summa cum laude there, and then now she's going for her PhD at Stony Brook.
Congratulations
and that's
to
costing
her.
me a fortune.
I auditioned at Juilliard. I didn't get in.
No, they didn't take any Elton John music majors. No. All right, let's do some news.
I thought we were doing sports.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Yeah, we're doing sports.
Do you guys want to? You want to go over this biz story?
Yes.
Since we're just,
what are you doing? All right, there you go.
I don't know what I'm doing. I never know. That's why I always say, what are we doing here? I don't know what we're doing. We're doing sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. LFS6B is the code to use if you shop at MyPillow. Paul Nolan is sitting in doing some sports. Mr. Nolan, what's going on?
So, I'm a hockey fan. Vin's a hockey fan. And if you're a hockey fan, you know about the Spittin' Chicklets podcast. Yeah. And there's a guy on there who happens to hate the Islanders, but he's fun to actually watch. His name's Paul Bissonnette. He used to be like a middleweight fighter type of hard body checking guy. And he was a rough guy, but funny. He's a salt of the earth guy. He's at his local restaurant down in Houston, and a mob of golfers who had been causing a ruckus all throughout the neighborhood.
At the course, too.
At the course, and then in another restaurant, making a scene everywhere they went. And these guys also had a history of doing a lot of shady, dirty things, and now they end up at his local restaurant. I believe it was called Houston's,
Houston's, yeah.
And I'm sorry, it was in Arizona, forgive me. And apparently he went over because he knew everyone there. He would eat there 2 or 3 nights a week, but in between doing
They were like harassing the staff.
They were pushing and abusing
like getting
the staff.
in their face, like grabbing them by the shirt.
So I don't know if you saw the footage of the guy talking about Bissonnette, but they said, no, it was some Spanish guy with a beard, and he was the size of the Rock. So if you show the video of him, you'll see. We should just let it run because he tells the story here.
And how it works its way all the way around the parking lot.
Bissonnette addressed the surveillance video on his podcast, Spittin' Chicklets. He says the group of men were harassing the waitstaff and that he tried to step in to stop them.
And watch, he drops
Here's part of his 911 call from that night.
Boom.
Is this about the
drops
fight?
2 guys.
Yes.
Were you involved in that?
Yeah, there was a couple of people harassing employees, and I tried to get in the way, and they just all started throwing punches.
After the initial fight broke out, it moves towards the front door of the restaurant before spilling into the parking lot.
I was trying to help the employees, sir. They assaulted one of the employees.
Street cameras capture the moments Bissonnette is chased, tackled, punched, and even kicked by some of the suspects.
He took 4 kicks
Minutes later, Scottsdale police start questioning some of the attackers.
He laid into him and you helped.
Who?
You.
I never helped nobody. I tried to stop whatever was going on. I stopped.
Yeah, well, we've got you on camera shoving the guy to the ground so that you can get more blows in.
No.
It's on camera. The camera doesn't lie.
This group also talks about being at a different golf course earlier in the day, Raven Golf Club, where this video shows a separate assault, also by someone in a green polo and backwards hat, who a witness identified as Danny Bradley. Today, Phoenix police recommended misdemeanor charges of assault and disorderly conduct for that attack as well.
That course today, I can't lie, very nice. Really nice. Everything was nice.
Which course, the Raven?
Yeah, the Raven, yeah.
Police found one of the men a few hours later at a Scottsdale hotel.
Scottsdale Police, you in the red shirt, come over here.
Officers say Sean Daly had a fake military ID on him, and he was uncooperative.
What happened up at Houston's with the rest of your friends?
Not sure. I don't know what you're talking about.
So you didn't get into a fight with a bunch of other people, so...
Here's a look at the 6 men who were arrested after the attack.
It's a motley crew.
Sean Daly is charged with felony aggravated assault. Cases against 3 others are being reviewed by the county attorney's office for felony charges.
6D.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were using the guy was using that fake military ID to get free stuff and harass people.
Oh, I'm glad Paul Bissonnette got a few shots in, man. That was
I like
good.
the genre he had.
Yeah,
what I don't understand
10
is
10 guys kicking him.
I don't understand, how did no other dudes go out there and help him? How's that possible? I mean, you see that many guys ganging up on one guy, you got to do something, don't you?
Wow, amazing. His hockey buddies would have jumped in.
Oh yeah, well, Bissonnette obviously
he held his own, by the way.
Oh yeah, supposedly he knocked 2 guys out and they ended up getting back up. So good for him. Yeah. Way to stand up.
Oh man, I like his podcast. You know, I'm
by the way,
a fan of it.
talk about
me too, it's funny.
I mean, we talk about family on this show and community and the audience, but the Barstool and Spit and Chicklets specifically audience has really helped out. They've done a lot of ground research on these guys.
Did you also?
They've exposed a lot of stuff about these guys, their background, and it's all been viewer driven.
That's great. Bissonnette said that he would drop all charges if the guy would get in the ring with him, bare knuckle fight him for 3 minutes. He said
I love it.
And they would do it for pay-per-view, and all the money would go to charity.
There you go.
That's a very Barstool-esque thing to do.
I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah.
I know I'll pay.
I don't like when he trashes the Islanders, but I get it. I mean, I like hockey players in general, so they're straight shooters.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
All right, anything else, Paulie, you want to go over?
No, that's it. That covers it.
All right, Rick Delgado, anything else in news you want to cover?
All right, well, speaking of fighting, why don't we go to some UFC fighting, talking about Colby Covington. He recently threw down the gauntlet to LeBron James. I don't know if you guys caught this. It's all over social media. Here he is calling out LeBron James in cut number 6. Check this out.
I'm going to start this off, since I'm the man of the hour, the man of the show. I want to ask LeBron, what does he mean by there's no party like a Diddy party? I truly want to know. And not only that, LeBron, how many Diddy parties have you actually been to? I'm really curious to know. And is that the reason you left social media? Because all the backlash you were getting for going to so many Diddy parties? It's just pathetic, man. People think this guy's a role model. He wants to defund the police, the most patriot people of America serving and protecting our country. LeBron, you're a scumbag, and I hope you get locked up in the same cell with Diddy.
Huh? So there you go.
Yeah, and he ain't no role model, that guy, LeBron.
Definitely not pulling any punches.
Any other questions in here?
And one, if you like LeBron. 2, if you don't know.
Well, LeBron has also been, I don't know if you guys saw that other video. We didn't play it, but somebody was, I guess it was the last football game he was at, saw him in the seat, right, in the suite, and was calling him out.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about the Diddy parties.
And people wouldn't be calling him out so much if he didn't talk so much trash. If he wasn't one of those guys who went out of his way to act like he's a victim, that he feels persecuted wherever he goes. I mean,
please.
These people are so detached from reality. He might as well be Joy Reid.
Yeah. He's been coddled since he's in high school, that guy. I mean, what was he talking about?
And one more quick thing, Damon, right up your alley. Country store Morgan Wallen is sentenced to 2 years of probation over his chair throwing incident. Remember when he did that? I guess he launched a chair.
Did you say
off the top
this
of
is right up your alley? That was your lead?
Well, yeah. Well, because
I've never thrown a chair off of the top of a
I'm
roof
saying
of a building.
because you're a musician, and I know you're a big Morgan Wallen fan.
Yeah, no, this is.
Why are you taking it so personally?
Well, no, I'm not taking it personally. Just the way you let in, and then I thought maybe you thought I threw a chair. I've never thrown a chair.
Rollins.
I know you're a country. I know you're a big country music fan.
You sang a song about a chair. I heard once. Yeah. So that might be it. Yeah.
So anyhow, Wallen was initially charged with 3 felony counts of reckless endangerment, 1 misdemeanor count of disorderly conduct for throwing the chair off the top of Chiefs Bar in April. The chair did not land on anyone, but landed approximately a yard from the cops. Whoops. The country singer pleaded conditionally guilty to 2 misdemeanor counts of reckless endangerment earlier today, and of course he was given that 2-year probation sentence. So there you have it. A little follow-up on a story that broke last April. Mm-hmm. Right up your alley, Damon. We know how.
Yeah, we know how you feel about chairs, Damon.
Yeah, how violent you can get.
Then what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Duck, Duck, Goose was your favorite game.
Live from Studio 6B. Back after this.
You sure?
Why is it not Maya?
I can do more sports right now. It's 3-3 at halftime of the Niner.
Anything about a chair? You have it.
Sound on the computer.
Am I the only one after the show? They get home jacked up on caffeine and can't get to bed until like 12:30.
B-A-B-A-R.
But I have to get up at 4.
I'm watching Seinfeld.
Yeah, but not
like
right next to each other. I thought that's basically.
And I eat like a.
Oh, it's me, Dr. Rosenpenis. I'm just here to check out Danwick's file. Dr. Rosen, I'm here to get the records room. Dr. Rosen, I want to check the records room. Dr. Rosen.
Now, John who?
John Cocktoastone.
It's a beautiful name.
Well, it's Scotch Romanian.
Odd combination.
Yeah, well, so are my parents.
What kind of a name is Poon?
Comanche Indian. Bye.
And I'm sorry, who are you again?
I'm Frida's boss.
Who's Frida?
My secretary.
My name is Igor Stravinsky, and I'm calling about some ranch property I'd like to buy.
Hey, do us a favor, pal. Name's Liddy. Gordon Liddy.
Who are you?
I'm Don Corleone, Mrs. Kavanaugh's cousin.
Yeah?
Hi there, I'm Harry S. Truman from Casewell Insurance Underwriters. Does this proposition entail my dressing up as Little Bo Peep?
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Taco.
These will be open.
Wouldn't they normally be locked?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. The staff usually forgets.
Oh, yeah, I have the same trouble with my help. Pat Salmon's the story. There's a source behind him.
Who?
Well, there we're in a kind of a gray area.
All right, how gray?
Charcoal. Can I help you with that?
Thanks, Tommy.
Isn't there a children's book about an elephant named Babar?
I don't know. I don't have any.
No children?
No elephant books.
You know, it's a shame about Ed.
Oh, it was. That was really a shame. It was so suddenly like that.
He's dying for years.
Sure, but the end was very, very sudden.
The very end.
He was in intensive care for 8 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean the very end, when he actually died, that was extremely sudden. Frank, I need to go to Utah.
Utah?
Yeah, Utah. It's wedged in between Wyoming and Nevada. You've seen pictures.
You a member of the club?
No, I'm not. I'm with the Underhills.
They are left, senor.
That's all right. They'll be back. He went out for his urinalysis.
Would you like some drinks, senor, while you wait? I will put it on the Underhill's bill.
Yes, very good. I'll have Bloody Mary and a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich, please.
Very good, senor.
Got a gun creep? Shamu's got one. Borrow his. So, you know, my kidneys feel a lot better in this position. Maybe it's just that I'm not doing any calisthenics. You know, if I did some sit-ups in the morning or bent over like this, I'd probably feel 100% better. Moon River.
We got something to dig in.
Do the Cash Patel thing?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, 16 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Thursday night. Vinny Max here. Paul Nolan, Rick Delgado did a great What Even Is That? If you missed that, What Even Is That? It'll be on the website, and it'll also be on our Substack. If you missed it, you can go check it out there. I think it's substack.lfs6b.com, I believe it is.
Substack,
check that out. Yep, all the What Even Is That's are over on Substack. I think that might be, other than live from studio6b.com, it's the only place where they can all live and not get censored over at Substack. So let's do some more news with Rick Delgado. News is brought to you by Freedom Force Nutrition. Delgado's got it. What else is going on?
All right. Well, Kash Patel is, I guess, doing a lot better, it seems, as we make our way towards the nomination process. His, of course, nomination to be the FBI director. We know that Christopher Wray is going to be stepping down at the end of President Biden's term. And here he is. I got a couple cuts of Kash talking to Glenn Beck about a couple things, one of which being the Epstein list and what he thinks. And, it's kind of enlightening to hear how he puts it. And again, this is something that we heard President Trump talking about, bringing that list out to the public and giving it the light of day that it deserves and see who's on it. Because let's face it, you can the guy who was in charge of the scam is already dead, but all the Johns who are actually doing,
Stuppin'.
Right. They have not been named, and people don't know who they are. So here we go. Here's cut number 3. Here's Kash Patel talking about the FBI and the Epstein list.
I'm not saying it's not there. Who are you going to get that?
For instance, who is currently holding, this is way off the topic, but who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book? FBI.
But who? That's
under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic school.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game.
Yeah. He's going to be exposing that, yeah. And the Diddy list, he said, is also going to be released under the Trump administration as they get closer, of course, to getting everybody confirmed and President Trump taking the helm as the 47th president. Heavy speculation, of course, dealing with the list that he wants to put out. He also talked about the FBI, not only the FBI, but the CIA and their role in things as well.
Let me ask you before you continue on. I'll ask all three of you. You can weigh in here. How long after he's in, and it's past January 20th, what is the rope that the MAGA American people are going to give Kash Patel before these lists, if they don't come out, start to wonder what the internal discussions are about releasing them, and maybe not as a little harder to be done than to be said about?
Right. If he doesn't,
if all of a sudden it's like 6 months and you haven't seen anything, and people are going, well, wait, what happened to that? And then all of a sudden is there a time window that people are going to be allowed to have patience here, do you think?
3 months.
Paul?
If he survives and he's not, he doesn't have comes down with a sudden case of death or lead poisoning, I would say 6 months, 8 months, because there's a lot to unravel.
Delgado?
I'm going to go in the. I'll cut it in half. I'll go right to the 4.5 months. Give me 4.5 months with the production of it, because right now there's a lot of lobbying going on. From what I understand, Bill Gates is one of them, lobbying to make sure that does not get released. So I'm sure he'll be making his presence known as soon as Kash Patel gets in office and Trump gets in office. It's like, look, let's try and cut a deal here.
One of the other things we learned through all of Trump's first administration, he made a lot of enemies in the intelligence community, because he wouldn't take his daily briefings. He said, don't worry about it. I don't need it. Well, just come in when I need you and do something important. The CIA and the FBI and the DOJ and all these alphabet gangs, they were very used to being in control, telling the president exactly how to operate, what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and why we're doing it. And the president would kind of play ball for the most part. Trump wasn't having it. And he really ticked off an apparatus that runs everything. It cares about its own self-survival and had a lot of hands and a lot of cookie jars.
Let me give some advice to Kash Patel, okay? You've been nominated. Trump won because there are no deals. We want the truth.
Yeah.
There are no deals. I don't care if Bill Gates wants to make a deal or not. Who gives a crap about Bill Gates? Really? Mm-hmm. Does any of us give a crap about Bill Gates? He's got nothing to bring to the table. What we want, and the other piece of this is Kennedy.
Yeah.
What happened to Kennedy? Robert Kennedy's pushing hard. What happened? Trump says he's going to release that too. But if they don't do these things, they're part of the swamp. That's the way I look at it. Yeah. They were put in office now to do what's right. We want to see it. End of story.
One of the reasons I bring that up is because John Cardillo tonight, former NYPD, conservative media, I guess, personality, whatever you want to call him, active on social media. He says tonight, if Kash Patel and Pam Bondi do the right thing and release the names of the 26 FBI confidential informants involved in January 6th, some of those names are going to surprise and disappoint MAGA.
So
that's okay. Doesn't matter.
I have a question for the audience and for you guys. We all love Trump. We all believe that he's the only chance to really break up this deep state mafia. If he doesn't perform, is it incumbent upon us to call him out left and right?
I think so.
Yeah. Because it's going to be so disappointing to all of us who put our heart and soul into him.
Well, it's pretty hard I love Kash. He's been on the show 3-4 times. We've interviewed him. He's fantastic. Genius. I think he's absolutely going to be kick ass in this position. But I think when he says day one, I'm going to turn this building into a museum to the deep state. That's
hysterical.
That's big. That is serious talk.
Yeah.
And the reality of now, will reality be what the talk was? Like, we're going through this with a blowtorch? Or does reality have a little softer side? And that's my question. Right.
Yeah.
How much are people willing to take
It's a dangerous apparatus to go after.
Exactly. It's not a reflection on him. I'm asking
I don't think you can clean out the gutter without moving quickly. Like, the only way to clean out bad things is you got to extinguish it right away. You can't
rip
let
it out
it
at the
grow
root.
back. You got to. And we elected Trump for that reason.
Yeah.
Many reasons, but this is one of the biggest reasons. So it would be a huge disappointment if they don't move in the first 3 months and show us a lot of this stuff, including the FBI. Look, Christopher Wray has been a disaster. They have hidden so many things. I mean,
the last 10 years.
The last 10 years have been abysmal, as has the entire Biden administration. I wanted to talk about Afghanistan exit. Here's a whole nother thing. Like, we know what happened. Now tell us what happened. Just prove to us we were right, that Biden didn't listen to anybody. Right? And same thing with all the stuff we're talking about. These guys, every one of them, Pam Bondi, she's got to show some mojo here. Robert Kennedy?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have to take a flamethrower, too. That's why we elected Trump.
You said it before about the vibes. It's going to be up to Kash Patel to bring that vibe to the guys on the street, to the warriors who get out there and fight the criminals to feel empowered again.
That's what he said, right? Get out of Washington, go fight criminals. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Go be cops.
Close this building down. Why do we need 70,000 of you here in D.C. or whatever the number is?
Because they're all just
the hell out of here.
Because they're all just waiting for their next promotion.
We're doing a third hour,
exactly
guys?
what he said.
Yep.
We're doing a third hour?
All right, as always, we salute our military, active and active police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, everybody on the front lines, all our truckers, all our farmers, everybody that keeps the country moving. Vinnie Mac, Paul Nolan, Rick Delgado, Aaron and Fran, great job as always. Delgado, great. What even is that? Most of all, thank you, the live from Studio 6B audience. We'll see you tomorrow night. Pizza Friday tomorrow night. We'll see you then.